And this motherfucker drove away. It is the same one with that dark ass fucking license plate. Drove away, and then all of a sudden the poison started to like plume over my car again, and then he drove up again, and now he's back. And then he pulled around and hid, and then pulled back around. Now he's talking to his friend. And I feel like they're trying to just make it look like they're not doing anything, but he might spray me again. But as soon as it drove by, like, that happened, and then they drove off to the left and then came back. Like I said, my eyes are burning like a motherfucker, and it was after this dude, like, fucking passed by me. And I'm just sick of this shit, you know what I mean? And then, like I said, people will stop and observe to see if I'm dead or I'm gonna die or if I've had a reaction. You know. And like I said, like, you know, in the interest of minding your business, this could be just two dudes, but it's not. It's really suspicious. And most of these people that do this kind of shit, they are really suspicious acting. So. Like, now he's just walking around his car, like, with a flashlight and shit. Like, I don't know if he was, like, told to, like, monitor me. I think I'm just trying to get, like, some footage because I'm really tired of this dumb shit. And then I'm probably just gonna try to move. It doesn't matter because, like, they find me. That's the other reason, like I said, like, man, you better know that not every person is, you know, is real. You know what I mean? There's some artificiality to this place, and it's definitely a system, because for me to be able to just, like, I'm not even really using my phones a lot. Most of the time, if I'm not, you know, I usually just, you know, every single phone that I've had has been hacked. All kinds of shit. And every time I move, somebody finds me and comes and sprays me. Yeah, this motherfucker's doing, like I said, like, and then they will sit around and monitor you. And the funny thing is they act like they're not doing something, but they are. And then on top of that, like, my eyes are burning, like, terribly. So, like I said, when he came back and when he came around, that's probably what happened. I put my little mask on, like I said, I'm tired. And that's just been what it's been. It's like just a series of people pulling up and doing weird shit, and then all of a sudden I'm contaminated. You know what I mean? Yeah, I may end up moving away before he does, because this is the second time that somebody's come up and just really like sprayed the fuck out of me. And like I said, this has been happening systematically for the last week or so. Week plus, since I've been renting a car. Like, people just pulling up and poisoning me. Like I said, I haven't been able to stay in hotels because, I mean, oh my God. The last time I stayed in a hotel, I mean, it was terrible. It was like I was just, sprayed left and right. In fact, when I was staying in Las Vegas, I think I mentioned it on my last video, but when I was staying, I got kind of sidetracked. Like I said, I'm sorry. Like, I'm just like very lethargic and trying to, just talk through this. But my room, where like I said, where they were very inhumane, and she was like, "Oh, you're making me uncomfortable." Or where the guy, it was a gentleman, he was like, "You're making me uncomfortable." I'm like, "To talk to you about my safety? Okay, on your hotel establishment, you know what I mean?" Like, they act like if somebody passed away in their hotel and that was the reason, like, there would be no, you know what I mean, there'd be no problem, and it's because they're in on it. Matter of fact, it's funny because when I did go to leave the hotel and stuff like that, they were sitting outside the place spraying, like they had this little like weird little spray hose. It looked like some kind of decontaminant spray hose, and the ladies were outside in the hall vacuuming and stuff like that. Now, I'm not saying that it's strange for people to vacuum, or to be cleaning and stuff like that, but usually they're cleaning the rooms, not the outside of the halls or anything like that. You know what I mean? So, but anyways, after that happened, I tried to take some time to compose myself. I went and sat out by the pool at the sun so I could catch some fresh air. Somebody literally creeped up behind me and sprayed the inside of my suitcase. And now he's turned his car lights off. Like, he's definitely like monitoring to see if what he did worked. So, but anyways, they sprayed the inside of my suitcase and around me and stuff. And as I was sitting in the sun, like, I just literally started to sweat. And I was like, oh my God, did somebody just spray me while I was sitting there? Because I was sitting there with my eyes closed, just trying to, you know what I mean? Just catch a break. Just catch a fucking break. And somebody literally creeped up behind me. And like I said, I do believe that Brandon has stayed in several of the areas that I have. It may have been Brandon. One thing about him is like I said, military training and stuff like that, but he is very quiet. There were times that I did spend with him when I really thought that I was dating him. Silly me, what a naive person. Where, like, I was sitting on the floor of his bedroom one day, and all of a sudden he was right behind me, and he grabbed my hair and like kissed me on my cheek or did something like that. But it was so funny because it was almost like a warning. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you are not dealing with somebody that's normal. You're dealing with somebody that's dangerous. And, like I said, come to find out that, yeah, he's a very dangerous individual and stuff like that. But he like, I did not hear this motherfucker come up behind me at all. Like, he was so quiet and so silent. Like, it was just like I never heard him. And then all of a sudden he was just grabbing my hair, like, like not grab, but he just like pushed my hair to the side and kissed me on the cheek. And I was like, oh my God, like, I didn't hear a fucking thing. Like, what the hell? And when that happened to me at the pool, it very much reminded me of that he's very stealthy like that. Like, he can be gone. The other thing is he speaks multiple languages. So that's another reason why he is very feasible and plausible for him to disguise himself as multiple identities, including the Hispanic man that he disguised himself as. And now I got this thing coming by me, this truck. As this truck sprays me, I swear to God, I'm so tired of this shit. I hope he's coming through to clean some shit up. I don't know. I don't know. I might have to move on. But anyways, this fucking psycho right here, I believe, was it's not a believe, I know, sprayed me, and now he came back to see if he can like check and see if I'm gonna die or whatever, I guess. Fuck these people. I might have to just move the fuck on. But anyways, I'm gonna post these videos before I go.